What's up everyone? In this video, OpenAI released O3 and O4 Mini models in the API and also in ChatGPT, and I'm going to walk through the full announcement and give you some examples of O3 in action. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, I'm here on the launch article that they just did on their website. Again, this is just a few days ago where they were talking about introducing O3 and O4 Mini. These are the smartest and most capable models to date with full tool access, and I'll get into the benchmarks here, but there's a really cool looping video that talks about like examples of O3 in action. Which is amazing to see. So here it's like asking, should basketball move its corner from that line, the 3 line further out, and it's analyzing all of that. It does call action, tool action calling as well, which is really cool to see. This is one of the first models that actually can do that. So yeah, I'm really excited about this update. I've been using O3 and O4 Mini for many days now, 2 days since they released it, but many different applications and things. I've been testing it out, and I want to show you some of those. Now here we have OpenAI's O3 model. That's the most powerful reasoning model that pushes the frontier across coding, math, science, visual perception. Also, it sets a new SOTA on benchmarks, including Codeforce's SWE-bench and the MMU, which I'll scroll down and show that to you. And also in evaluations by those external experts, O3 makes 20% fewer major errors than OpenAI's O1, their previous reasoning model that they had. I can definitely speak that it really makes a lot of improvements here to the business consulting and creative ideations. Also, it is able to generate some really novel ideas, unique ideas based on the inputs, which a lot of the other models haven't been able to do. And here they say, you know, particularly within biology, math, and engineering. OpenAI's O4 Mini, on the other hand, is the smaller model that's optimized for more cost-efficient reasoning. It achieves remarkable performance for its size and cost, especially in the math, coding, and visual tasks that it has. Now, thanks to a lot of the efficiency, O4 Mini will support a lot of higher usage limits than O3, making it a strong high volume, high throughput option for questions that benefit from reasoning. So here's some examples of like the math competition. You can see O3 and O4 Mini without those tool callings added in here. The accuracy levels, which is just amazing to see how accurate it's getting. I mean, O1 release was not that long ago, and that was a 74% accuracy scoring. O4 Mini now is at 93% accuracy. That's insane. Another on the 2025 math competition compared to 2024, we have 88 and 92.7% accuracy. On the code competitions, we have O3 and O4 Mini really dominating, a significant jump there. On the PhD level science questions from the GPQA test, we have O3 and O4 Mini. Pretty significant jumps there as well. And then expert level questions across different subjects. You can see the jumps here with some of the kind of guidelines here. And again, this link is down in the video description to check it out. Now on the multimodal capabilities, we have visual problem solving, visual math reasoning, scientific figure reasoning. Again, jumps there on coding. This is definitely jumping here with freelance coding tasks, like the ability for it to solve problems. So we have O3 high and O4 Mini high, a significant jump compared to O1 high and O3 Mini high as well. And then on software engineering for the SWE benchmark, we have, some significant jumps there on the coding. And with the update of release of Codex CLI, I'll talk about that here in a minute. This makes it, another very powerful value add for people who do programming. So if you're an engineer or a coder, this is definitely going to be a really powerful tool for you to use. Also on the instruction following, which is great for getting into AI agents, this is having some significant jumps as well. Now, here's something that they pointed out too, which I thought was interesting, thinking with images. So they put in this original image saying, hey, can you find the name of the biggest ship that you could see, and where is it going to dock next? And it will actually go through and break up the image components and do some deep research on this, which is amazing. And it will add it into that chain of thought and unpack, trying to find the best answer to that question. So this is really their goal, toward agentic tool use. They want to have all these tools integrated into these models with reasoning to be able to access some of the most up-to-date information and have the best knowledge and highest accuracy in their outputs. And you can see the comparisons here on research math with O3 versus O1. Also business here, science, sports, visual reasoning, to give some examples of the outputs. And then it gets into cost. So O4 Mini especially has a lot more efficiency on the cost side of things compared to O1 and O3. So yeah, you can see that in the full article. And then we have the Codex CLI. So this is fully available. It's a lightweight coding agent that you can actually run from your terminal. So very similar to Claude Code from Anthropic, but this one is actually very cool. Tested out a little bit here, but I'll link the GitHub repo for those of you who are interested in testing that out. It will give you full context of your code base and just act as like a coding assistant to help you make improvements, do some more kind of vibe coding, which is really cool. So yeah, feel free to check that out. It is available to the ChatGPT Plus Pro and Team users, and some of the other rollouts, coming here soon. The OpenAI O3 Pro will be released in a few weeks. And also this live stream replay, if you want to check out the full live stream, that link is down here in the video description, but you can check out this full article. So let's go ahead and actually test this out, and I have a few very tough, difficult questions for O3 and O4 Mini to try to solve. All right, so I put in here, what will the S&P 500 close at on December 31st, 2025 to the penny? This is a really difficult question because obviously long future market predictions very tough. And it also requires a lot of kind of quantitative analysis to be able to do this. So here we can see the chain of thought that's happening. So looks like it's going to do some searching and finding that. So yeah, now it's going to search the web and finding some of those forecasts. It's pulling some things from Reuters. Looks like it pulled forecasts from a few different resources and is doing some averaging on that. Now, while this is working, it looks like we're getting the output here, which is really cool to see. Let's go ahead and do another prompt here. So this is another very difficult prompt. So we have design a practical room temperature, ambient temperature, and ambient pressure superconductor and prove that it will work. So this is really interesting because we don't really understand some of the physics that underlie a lot of this. There's no training signal for something like this, that humanity has not yet achieved. So yeah, it looks like I'm afraid no one on Earth can hand you a blueprint today for a wire chip that stays perfectly superconducting, that it will work, as materials not yet been demonstrated. That's right. All credible candidates that survive independent replication require cryogenic temperatures, high pressures. All right, so that said, here's what would have to happen in the most plausible research directions. So it talks about why it's so hard. Okay, best bet for design philosophies, metastable superhydrides frozen to ambient. Wow, this is really cool. It gives a blueprint of some design ideas with the design philosophies added in here. So what the proof, scientific proof would actually mean. I come from a biology and chemistry background myself, so this is really important for, the research methodology of a typical scientific method. Talks about the experimental workflow. All right, so on the S&P 500 prediction, it says it's like requesting tomorrow's winning lottery numbers. Only if my circuits suddenly master time travel. Here's the best evidence-based stab that it has. So it has a few predictions from Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, UBS, Oppenheimer, Bank of America. So it's giving the projections here for S&P 500. And yeah, it's taking an average of that. So it's going to be here, 6190. So that's the to the penny evidence weighted. That's going to be by the end of the year. So, and then yeah, it actually gives why to treat this number with caution: forecast drift, distribution, not density, event risk. Interesting. So yeah, it's just pulling, information from this. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm asking it, what about using things like hidden Markov modeling, HMM, to do this based on the past data? With HMM, you're essentially using math to predict the future state based on past state. So hidden state models are a sensible way to turn the market moves through regimes into math that you can backtest and project forward. So yeah, it's essentially creating modeling for the future. Here's a quick roadmap from theory to year-end simulation. Why an HMM makes intuitive sense for equity returns, bull versus bear. So end-to-end workflow, daily data. So we have to download the S&P closes for the last 30 to 40 years, pre-process that. Wow, this is cool. It gives a really good example of that. Yeah, so it looks like the projections here is that those numbers won't match the 6190 exactly, but they'll be in that same ballpark range. So this is, yeah, very cool. It gives recommendations on next steps. So very difficult questions here that other models, have struggled with in the past. So let's go ahead and ask another one. All right, so here we have exactly when, where, and at what magnitude will the next greater than an 8.1 earthquake strike. So this is really difficult because earthquake prediction, goes beyond some geophysical constraints. There's no training data that exists for some deterministic forecasting right at this current moment. So I'm seeing, what kind of novel ideas this will come up with. All right, so it looks like I did the research here. We're still wrapping up some of the research and going to be presenting the results back to me. All right, and yeah, in case you're wondering, I have my AI assistant talk to me like Kit from the Knight Rider TV show. So it says, seismologists can't exactly predict when, where, or what magnitude the next earthquake's going to be. What they can do is map where the odds are the highest and how soon that monster earthquake might strike. So it talks about why the precision prediction is impossible, what science can tell us about probabilistic where and roughly when. So here we have like the hot zones. So in this trough in Japan, Cascadia subduction zone, the Aleutian Alaska arc, and it gives some odds of the earthquakes that are going to be higher there. And how much warning are you going to get, from that here. Talks about that as well, some practical takeaways. So yeah, pretty interesting. Now, in terms of business, context with O3 and O4 Mini, there's a lot of different applications with, graphic design elements, understanding visual data, uploading photos. So I'm going to release another video on that with some of the business applications coming here soon, but I wanted to test out, some of the boundaries of O3 and O4 Mini High. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss other upcoming content. If you are curious about AI, I lead AI workshops for a lot of the big tech companies globally. I am an AI expert, built out over 120 different AI applications at this point. And yeah, happy to answer any questions or guide any of you on your AI journey. And with that, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Remember to keep moving forward, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.